Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to your Monday night. It's Avenger Pretenders right here on Accidental Punch TV. Geek and the Redneck, that's right, Sully and JT are coming to you once again to review episode number 2 from the new series showing on Disney Plus called SheHulk. So grab your adult beverage or whatever you want, drinks and popcorn or something to munch on. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Sully, it's all yours.
Oh, why, thank you, sir. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Avenger Pretenders. We are just, flying by when it comes to things. Flying by. Oh, yes. It's happening, folks. Episode 2 of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, because it's a lawyer show. It's a lawyer show.
It's supposed to be.
Well, yeah, it is supposed to be, and don't get me wrong. There's a lot of mixed feelings pertaining to She-Hulk right now, and that's okay.
Oh, gee. It's okay. There's a freaking surprise,
right? But the cool thing, and JT and I were actually talking about this pretty much over the weekend, right? I want to say like Thursday or Friday we were talking about this.
I think so. I think it was Friday.
Yeah, that we like.
No, it was Saturday because you were DJing.
You're right. I was DJing. My bad. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Carol's in the chat room. She's a huge supporter of the show. So thank you.
She is.
Thank you for that.
I don't think she even watches the Avengers shows, but yet she comes in every night for Avenger Pretenders.
Just to have some fun with us, which is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. You know, just saying. I agree. Putting it out there. You know?
I agree.
It's all good.
So yes, we were talking about what on Saturday?
So we were talking about how we like this show better than we liked Moon Knight.
True, but I also hate this show more than I hated Moonlight. For another reason.
Why?
Well, okay, you got to figure you've got about 2 to 2.5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes at the most of introductory time. Okay, you know, because it does the recap and then it does the opening credits and all that good stuff. And Carol says, I don't need to see the movies. Your descriptions are great. Thank you, Carol. That's awesome.
We try.
Exactly. Well, okay. So, like I said, you got about 3 minutes at the beginning of the movie with the intros and the recaps and all that crap.
Yes.
And then you got about 5 minutes at the end of it with, you know, the credits and all that and post-credit scene, which for some reason, my TV, my Fire Stick wouldn't let me watch the freaking post-credit scene.
That's weird.
Pissing me off. It jumps to the thing for the next recommended show before it gets to the damn post-credit thing. I don't know why. But anyway, so figure there's 7, let's say 8 minutes. Okay? I'll tell you what, I'll be nice. We'll say 6 minutes. Okay? The second episode was only 36 minutes long.
Yes.
Now, Marvel and the MCU and everything, you have for years now teased us and gotten us used to, say, 48 to 52 minutes, 55 at the most minute episodes.
Right.
You take that 8 minutes away, you still got 45 minutes worth of freaking show.
Agreed.
Okay, you're talking 30 minutes or less. First episode was 32 minutes.
Right.
So, you know, where's that extra 15 minutes?
Credits.
No, I mean the 15 minutes that they're jipping us outside of the credit time, because we already compensated for that.
Sure.
So they owe us 10 minutes an episode. So right now they owe us almost an entire freaking episode.
There you go, Disney and Marvel. You heard it from us first. You need some more time on your shows.
at least on She-Hulk, I mean, 30 minutes is not long enough. 30 minutes is right as you're really starting to get into the episode.
Yeah, it's
You know, I mean, think about
fair.
it. This episode, look where they freaking ended it at. I'm not going to say because we're gonna talk about it in the show, but look at where they freaking ended it at. It's the worst place they could have said, okay, we're done. But that's just me.
Well, but it's okay. It's okay that you're angry, so to speak, with this. Only because what they're doing in the short amount of time is actually working. It's working. It really is. You know, we want more because you're at the point where you're like, okay, all right, this is going to be, you know, this is going to be good. What are they going to do this time? And you want more. You just want more. And
I think there's one thing that I've never explained to you about me that has had Kay laughing since the day we met and I moved into the house and we started watching regular TV shows together.
which is what?
There are 3 words put it together, or 3 words put consecutively together.
3 words.
That 3 words.
3
1,
words.
2, 3.
You were doing 2.
Putting in direct combination together.
Okay.
That pissed me off instantaneously.
Which would be what?
Because I start getting mad before the words come up if I actually think they're going to come up. And that would be to be continued. I hate those words. I hate those. And they hit me with them every year. Like, you know, when they do like a 3-part episode on a show like NCIS or something.
Oh, yeah. It's horrible.
And they pull that, you know, they get to a real, just like on She-Hulk, they get to a really juicy part where something really cool is about to happen and they turn it off and say, to be continued. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's interesting to say the least, you know? It really is.
Sorry, mini rant from JT there.
And that's okay. So let's fast forward now. Let's get into episode 2. Obviously, it takes place right after the first episode where She-Hulk saves the day.
Right.
And her and Nikki go to a bar where her boss meets them. And her boss, you know, is the DA.
Nice guy.
Tells her, I gotta let you go. We lost the case.
He looks like a nice guy. He acts like a nice guy. He's not a nice guy.
Let me tell you, if you look at her boss in the comics and the actor who plays him, spot on.
Really?
Spot on resemblance.
What about the attorney from JKH&S or whatever the hell it is? Close?
What's it? Holden Holloway, I believe it is. Not 100% sure.
Not really sure on that one.
Not sure. I'd have to look it up. But
okay.
But her boss, the DA, is almost a spot on resemblance. Almost spot on. I mean, it's close. So basically, he's telling her, you know, listen, we got to let you go. You lost the case because the lawyers from the other team decided that the jury was swayed because you saved their lives, and we can't have that.
Right.
So, as she put it when she reverted back to herself and she was drunk because, you know, different metabolisms.
Yeah, that was funny. A little backstory so that they know how this happened. You know, they get to the bar, her and her assistant get to the bar, and they're standing outside, and inside they hear, why are you here? She-Hulk, She-Hulk. You know, they're chanting her name that she doesn't like.
Yes.
Okay.
She doesn't like being She-Hulk.
So she transforms, and they go in the bar to give them what they want and all that good stuff. And she slams like 3 drinks.
Big ones.
You know, she doesn't like their shot.
Big ones.
And then the DA comes up and says, I need you in your human regular form.
Oh, okay.
So she goes back to being regular old, JW.
And
And
JW, I like that. JW.
JW. It's nice. It's easy to remember too. And she just falls the hell over. Just boom.
And she he even goes, "Are you okay?" Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
she's sitting there, literally sitting at the table like this.
She's drunk. She's drunk so fast, it's great. And she goes, "It's a different metabolism." Still getting used to it. Okay.
But as always, she sobers up real quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When the realization of what he said finally makes it through the drunken haze.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Wait, you're firing me?"
Yeah, because we feel that the jury is swayed because of what you did. And she flat out says, "So would you rather have me had them squashing their body parts and blood all over the place?" and
yeah, she got into graphic, gory detail on that one.
But I got to admit, the DA was even like, no, you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
We can't have that though. We can't have that. So from there, obviously now she's going into
Just a quick comment. I can kind of see where he's coming from as a DA.
Well, yeah, the jury
because
would be swayed,
any jury that she were to argue in front of because of what she's known as,
right,
is automatically, in my opinion, especially as a judge or as a defense attorney.
Yep.
She's known as a superhero, defender of good and all that good crap.
Yep.
So my jury is automatically going to be tainted in her favor. So I can see where he's coming from, but at the same time, it's really messed up. But a statement comes here in just a little bit.
Yep.
That says it all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'll let you go from there. Sorry.
Well, you got to remember, in at the same time, obviously she gets completely hammered and goes home.
Oh yeah.
She lost her job. She goes home.
Shit.
And she
they would have to pour me back in my house.
Right. So now she wakes up in the morning for the Hulk calling her. The Hulk, Bruce is calling her.
Yep.
And she flat out says, "I really don't need to hear this right now, and I don't want to hear I told you so." He's like, "No, I'm calling to make sure everything's okay. I just found out, so on and so forth. Is there anything I can do? I'm here for you.
Call me if you want to
Call me if you want to talk. I'm here for you, so on and so forth." And she was, I like that they're showing that Bruce and Jennifer are so close, because they are. They're close. That, now they're even closer because they're both Hulks.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were both close to start off with, which is why they were riding in the car together, because they were going on vacation.
They were going on vacation. They were getting away, doing what they needed to do, so on and so forth.
And then everything happened, and if it would have done one of two things, it would have either pulled them closer than they already were, or it would have totally destroyed the relationship.
Right, and in a lot of ways, if you think about it, even though they're cousins, they're so close. It's like a brother-sister love that they've got going on, And yes, they are family, but it's a brother-sister camaraderie that they have. And from there, we see an entire montage of JW going on job interview after job interview after job interview, and she's getting turned down at every single one of them because they know who she is. It's out there. There's video, there's news articles, there's everything out there saying that she is an Avenger superhero.
There was one line that was said in this montage that really pissed me off. To be totally honest with you, it actually pissed me off.
Which one?
Not a lot, but it irked me. I'll say. I won't say it pissed me off, but it really irked me.
Yep.
And that was, "We can't have the sideshow."
Yes.
I am not a sideshow. I am a human being.
Right.
I am not a freaking sideshow. I didn't, and like she has already said many times, I didn't go and get 6 figures in debt to be looked at as a sideshow.
Yes.
So I feel for her on that one. I really do.
So after being turned down left and right, her friend Nikki helps her find a new job. And basically, it's there if she needs it. They're looking at news articles and everything, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But as they're job hunting, she gets a text from her mother. Dinner at the house. You need to come by tonight. We want to see you, so on, so forth.
Family dinner. And I don't think her friend had a date. I don't.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think she actually had a date. She's just like, oh, hell no, I ain't going in. I ain't wading into that minefield.
Nope. Come on, come with me. Nope. Bye.
Not gonna happen.
So, as she gets there, the whole family is there, and, well, everybody except Bruce. Bruce isn't there. So,
no, he's down in Mexico.
So, yeah, well, pretty much. I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. And
right.
her cousin Ched, yes, his name is Ched, points out that she lost her job. She had been fired.
The name matches person and the personality.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Dad sits there and says, don't bring it up. So
don't say a word.
Well, you said bring it up. No, I said don't.
Don't bring it up. Don't, you dummy.
And
for those that didn't notice who her father was, you need to watch Perfect Strangers. Because
he's in a couple other shows too.
Oh yeah. No, he's in a good number of shows, but most known, Perfect Strangers. Definitely Perfect Strangers. So for those that don't know who Ched is in this wonderful show that we've been watching, there he is right there. You can see him up in the top right corner where JT's head would normally be. And he looks like a stoner. He does. He looks like a stoner. Simple as that, And
acts like one too. He's got the long hair.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see it, but in the show, he's wearing a red Hawaiian shirt.
Yep.
Good old Panama Jack, kind of like Quagmire wear.
Oh yeah. So
he's wearing the giggity.
All right.
He's wearing the giggity.
Wearing the giggity. So from there, obviously the entire family's like, "You got fired? What's going on here?" But the best part is her dad, who brings up the question, how does Hawkeye get his arrows back? I mean, he would have to go and collect them, wouldn't he?
Does he go out and collect them? But I think the funniest part, but at the same time, a real jab at JW, was Ched.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have news. I've been promoted to manager at Best Buy. And what does his dad say? Hey, employed and promoted. What do you know?
Was it Best Buy?
Either Best Buy or Radio Shack.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was Best Buy. Yep. Now, Radio Shack doesn't exist anymore.
Well, but that don't mean they couldn't use it.
And I found it funny that they're asking her all these Avenger questions. And she's
telling her mom, telling the guy, my daughter's a superhero, and you want to get into it. So maybe you can give her a call and she can help you.
Yeah.
But she's not an Avenger.
Right. And then, I think they mentioned Bruce from time to time. And like, you could just see the look on Jen's face. Like, I can't believe this is my family. Why am I sitting here? Why am I going through this?
It was almost the same look that she had on her face until the fog cleared and she realized she'd been fired. It was almost the exact same look.
Very similar to that. Like, very, very similar. So her father disrupts the table and asks Jennifer to go to the garage with him. Kind of do like a father-daughter bonding of, hey, are you okay?
I need you to help me with a couple of things.
Yeah, need you to come on out here and help me with this. And it was one of those things that, you could see it was the father-daughter. The father, he actually cares. It's, are you okay? Do you need anything? Can I help you with anything? I know you lost your job. Like, he's doing the whole caring parent thing, which is phenomenal.
Nice to see. It's not very nice to see.
And he also says to her, maybe it is time to move on. Maybe it's time to, go to the next step and do what you need to do. And then he gets back into the Hawkeye thing again. Now, on a second note, does he really collect the arrows?
my favorite thing that he said to her, though, and it made her realize, you could tell by the look on her face, it made something click inside for her.
Yeah.
When he said, you're not even the first Hulk that we've had to deal with in this family.
Right.
And he's like, and at least you saved people. You didn't destroy a city.
Right. Because he destroyed Harlem.
and you kind of see a light click, real dim, but just you see something click in her head where she's like, wait a minute, you're right.
Yeah. And
that was the supportive father line that I was kind of waiting for. That would have been more helpful at the beginning of all of this than at the end of it, but at least it came.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now
from there though, we cut from the family dinner. She leaves the house. Now she's at the bar that she goes and hangs out at, and while she's there drinking away her sorrows very slowly, she's not chugging.
On a budget.
Yep,
she's on a budget.
She's on a budget.
Her line was, I'm balling on a budget now.
I'm balling on a budget. And, the bartender's her friend. They know each other. And he's like, I got you. No worries. Well, Holden Holloway comes walking in. And if you don't know who Holden Holloway is, he is the lawyer that she just lost the case to as the DA. And basically said, hey,
JKL and what is it? JKS&H.
Goodman, Lieber, Kurtzman, and Holloway. So GLKH is the law firm.
G or J? Is it G or J?
G. Goodman.
Okay.
Goodman.
GLKH. That's right.
And he says, he walks in and he says to her, I want to offer you a job. We're creating a new position here at our law firm, and we want you.
I loved her reaction. What, is this a joke?
Yeah,
you got me fired, and now you want to hire me.
And the first thing he says is, "I don't joke."
Right.
I'm dead serious. I don't joke around. You're.
What?
Do you want the job or no? And
right. One of the most important lines, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of this entire show, even with the 4 unseen episodes to this point.
Oh yeah.
I think one of the most important lines of the show is said by Double H.
Double H.
Which, I can remember initials, I can't remember names. We'll call him H squared. Okay.
Double H. He's not the game, Triple H.
Exactly. He's one H short, anyway. He said what I think is one of the most important lines, and that is that you presented a winning case.
Yep.
Against us. And that's hard to do.
Yes.
And those lines coming out of his mouth
is a good thing.
In my opinion, are huge because it brings, even though they're in the bar and they're talking and she's fired and everybody knows she's a lawyer and he's the owner of a law firm and everything else. This really brings it down to, this really is kind of a lawyer show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's not just some kind of a joke that, magically got turned into a SheHulk. She's an actual powerful arguing attorney. And it does play into something a little later on in this episode, too.
Yes. Now, the other thing is, with this job offer, he doesn't go into a lot of details.
He doesn't go into any details.
No, he doesn't go into any details at all. Just that he wants her, and he wants her on the team no matter what. And her condition was, I want to hire my own paralegal. And he goes, I don't care.
Which was really cool of her. You think about it.
Sure.
That was really cool of her to do because the paralegal wasn't out of a job.
No, she wasn't. She was still working.
She still had the job at the DA's office.
Yep.
You know, so she would have been fine. But they got along so well, and she knew all of her secrets and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That, in my mind, it was you don't see that happen a lot these days.
No,
where
don't.
There's that loyalty there between people.
Yeah.
Kind of like me and you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, with all the extra hosts and everything that we've had, no matter what's happened, you and I have always been able to stick together.
We've stuck through it, and now we're still doing it. It's great. Well,
I thought that was really cool that she did that.
Well, from there, not only does she bring her friend Nikki, who's also her paralegal, into the fray, but he says, meet us here first thing in the morning, and we'll go from there.
You start on Monday.
When she walks in on Monday, she couldn't open the door
her face into the door.
She didn't pull the door instead of push the door. So she smacked into it.
At least she didn't go sprawling backward,
right? You know? But that would have been
too much.
That would have been funny. He meets her in the main lobby and says, "Okay, you need to turn into She-Hulk right now."
Yeah.
And here's why. Yeah. Because we're starting a whole new superhuman law division here at the firm, and you are the face of it. So you need to be She-Hulk in this building no matter what.
At work and in court.
Yep.
At work and in court.
At work and in court, you are She-Hulk. Especially if you're going to be representing these superhumans.
Right. I like the line that comes up here a little bit. I got to buy a whole new wardrobe now. Yes, but you're making the money to do it.
Exactly. So at first she doesn't like the idea. She thinks it's a crock of shit. And we get this whole breaking the fourth wall segment of her complaining that, you know, these people in these rooms have no idea what's happening in this world and why she has to deal with this.
Yeah, and the fact that, you know, the only reason in her mind that she got this job, and it's true, to be honest, the only reason she got that job was because she's a She-Hulk.
Yes.
It's the only reason that she got it, and she struggles with that, which I would too.
Yes.
You know, as an individual, I think you would too, you know.
Well, I love that. I also liked when he asked her about the job and how she feels about it, and she says, "I'm agnostic."
I'm agnostic about it. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Which obviously...
But then she breaks the fourth wall and says, I'll spend the rest of the year trying to figure that one out.
Yeah. And the best part with that then is, one, nobody sees her breaking the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. I mean, she was breaking that whole scene of them walking down the hallway, she was breaking the fourth wall and nothing. Nobody was looking at her like she was, I mean, they were looking at her like she was weird because she was as She-Hulk, but nobody turned and said, who are you talking to? You know?
What about the bitch in the file room? You talk about a look that could kill.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Yikes.
You know, it's like, damn, what the hell is her problem?
So, from there, she finds out that her first... Well, actually, before we go any further, there is one more person that we see, and his name is Augustus. He is also known as Pug because of his last name, Pugliese. And he's
also part of the superhuman division.
Yeah, he works with Jennifer, not for her, with her. So they're kind of like partners, so to speak. And you know, obviously we'll see more of him as it goes along. But you know, he brings in a welcome basket and a well drawn out map on what bathroom to go poop in.
the best bathroom to poop. I mean,
Yes.
you talk about the perfect insertion of, I don't think that's a word, but the perfect way to squeeze Sheldon Cooper into She-Hulk.
Yes. Yes.
Because, and I hate to do this to you, but going to the Big Bang Theory, when his buddy, when his childhood buddy, I can't think of his name right now, comes to visit for his son to tour Caltech.
Yep.
Once they got all their problems worked out, Sheldon showed him the best bathroom to pee in and the best bathroom to poop in.
Yes. Which works.
So yeah, I flashed to Sheldon on that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand why. So she gets all settled in, and then she finds out her first case, and her first case is the parole of Emil Blonsky, also known as the Abomination, also known as the guy who tried to kill Bruce in Harlem, and Bruce and Abomination leveled Harlem. Yeah. And her first line is, "I can't take this case. He tried to kill my cousin." And
he's like, "Nah, no big deal."
Holloway says, "Whatever. No big deal.
Not an issue. Not an issue, I think was the wording.
Yep, not an issue." And she goes, "Oh, okay." Because it would be a conflict of interest. So from there, what happens is she goes and meets him. And well, actually, before she even does that, she signs a conflict waiver.
No, correction. It was Blonsky that signed the conflict waiver.
Oh, Blonsky signed it. That's right. You're thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Emil Blonsky signed the waiver, so he basically asked for Jennifer to be his lawyer.
Yep.
And I'm a little weary of that because things are gonna be weird. So when she finally goes to meet him at this maximum security prison, she walks in and she's cracking jokes to the guards, and the guards are like, whatever. Especially that nice, wonderful, the reference to Silence of the Lambs, some five.
I was gonna ask if you caught that.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, I caught it. I caught a lot.
Ma'am, this is a prison.
This is a prison. Sorry. And obviously she's going over some rule. He's going over some rules and regulations with her, that when she's in with Blonsky, there's, you have to stay on the other side of the yellow line, so on and so forth. And she finds out what happens. She finds out.
And that's why she dropped, or started to drop, the line from Silence of the Lambs, because she was given the same instructions, or the lawyer there was given the same instructions as she was getting.
Don't go near the glass.
Don't touch the glass. Stay behind the yellow line. Don't accept anything from him. Don't give anything to, all that good crap. And
you're gonna get hurt is what's gonna happen. You're gonna get hurt.
Is he gonna serve me with a side of what was it, lima beans and Chianti?
A side of fava beans with a nice Chianti.
Yes. Man,
so anyway, obviously when she meets Blonsky, he's sitting there and he says, "Ms. Walters, namaste."
Yeah.
Calm as can be. He's calm as can be.
And he even does the hand thing. Namaste.
And they start talking over things and how he is reformed. He's nicer now. And he mentions... And I have a feeling I know where she's going to go with this, that they put, the government put the super soldier serum in him to make him a weapon.
And her mind went click. Right there, she knew what her argument was going to be.
Yeah, I know where she's going with it, that the government forced him to do it, so on and so forth, because, it was an experimentation.
Yep, the government's actions.
Yep, government actions, which means he may get his parole if she does everything that she needs him to do. So, while he's talking about the super soldier serum, he's also mentioning that he's sent letters to people that he was asking for forgiveness for, so on and so forth. And as soon as the interest sparked for her with the super soldier serum. He Blonsky said he offered haikus to his victims that shows his remorse. Would you like me to read them? And he takes out a pad. And she's like, no, that's okay. It's okay. But she also says, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I did not know what a haiku
17
was.
syllables of wonder.
It is a Japanese poem of 17 syllables in 3 lines of 5, 7, and 5.
Yes.
Traditionally invoking images of the natural.
Yes. Or if you're Tom Wilson, if you don't know who Tom Wilson is, he plays Biff in Back to the Future. He came up with the Song of Haikus, where every single verse is 17 syllables of wonder, and one of them involves toast. Life goes on faster and faster, but the fact is you can't rush toast. 17 syllables.
I remember that.
Yes, it was
good. I don't
good.
remember all of it, but I do remember that.
So from there, she after Blonsky's mentioning the haikus and the letters of remorse, she tells him that he needs to tell the truth no matter what, and he says he is telling the truth and he just wants to live in peace. So the next,
there's something that he emphasized twice in their conversation that really has me wondering.
Yep.
You may be able to give me some insight into this, which you probably will be able to unless it ruins the show.
Uh-huh.
But the thing that he emphasizes twice during their conversation is how his 7 close friends or associates that have written to him.
Yes.
And that is who they bought him a whole lot of acreage, and that he is going to go and spend the rest of his days with his 7 very close friends.
Which we will get into.
Okay. tells me everything right there, because I'm like, that's either a false flag or a red herring, as us older folks like to say. Or there is a lot of meaning into it, because the one thing I have found out through all of these shows is that they throw red herrings out there left and right.
I believe the term you're looking for is everything is connected.
Unless it's a red herring.
Nope. Not this time. Everything is connected. But we'll get into
I had the feeling it had something to do with what was going on, but
yes.
Just the way that he emphasized it made me go, okay, I got to ask Sully about that. And I got on too late to ask you about it because my microphone stand blew the fuck out.
That's true. So, from there, Jennifer's at home. Holloway's calling her, and he's expecting to hear her decision, but she ignores the call first.
Yeah, she doesn't answer.
So she calls Bruce. And as she's talking to Bruce, she's looking for... Yeah, Bruce. Yep. Clip that one. I'll find it and clip it myself.
He is now known as B squared.
B squared, yes.
B squared.
B squared. I just automatically call him Hulk or Bruce. That's what it is. But, and I stress the but here, she's basically trying to tell him that she wants his permission is basically what she's looking for. And
he wants his okay. You know, she wants to make sure that he's okay. I mean, it would be something that would be rough for me too if I was going to go represent somebody who tried to kill a family member.
Yeah.
You know, want to say hi to Peabody Nick.
Peabody, what's up, my friend?
How you doing, Nick? Good to see you. Tonight's topic is SheHulk episode 2 here on Avenger Pretenders.
Yes.
So, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen it yet, you're on your own. Sorry. We ruined half, three quarters of it. We're about to ruin the end. So while she's talking to Bruce, he says that Blonsky sent him some haikus a while back. They made up, they talked, they did whatever they had to do.
A very heartfelt letter and a really cool haiku.
Yes. And he flat out said that it's all water under the bridge now. It's done and over with. It was so long ago, which if you think about it, it was 12, 13 years ago for them.
Right.
5 extra years on top of that if you add the 5-year jump between Infinity War and Endgame. So yeah, I mean, for them it was probably 20
the Hulk
years.
happened back in early 90s?
No, the Incredible Hulk,
mid 80s.
No, the Incredible Hulk was 2008. So that was coming out the same time as Iron Man.
Okay, so 2008. So you're looking 14 years plus the high. So yeah, around 20 years. I thought it was a little bit longer than that, though, but around 20 years.
Nope, 20 years, because Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk both came out in 2008. So it's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Getting there. We'll round it off and just say 25 years, give or take.
Well, it's like me realizing that the Gulf War was 35 years ago.
Yeah, I would say 15 to 20 years, because you got to count the extra years for the 5 years, because now it's, if you think about it, Infinity War was taking place in 2019, I think. 2018? 2018 is when it came out. And then from there, so add 5 years from Infinity War.
2024?
No, so if it was 2008, 2018 is your 10 years, 2019 is 11, add 5 more, so 16 years.
Okay.
So that was a long time ago, technically, for them in the MCU.
Mm-hmm. I would agree, yeah.
So from there, she says, are you going to come back to LA? And he goes, I got some stuff to do.
As they pan back and he kicks his feet up on his desk, the spaceship that caused them to wreck.
Yes. The Sicarian ship that caused their car accident picked them up, and now we know he's at least going to Sakaar. At least Sakaar. Who knows? It could be somewhere else for all we know, but it's still a Sicarian spacecraft. Maybe it's the one that Valkyrie had, and they just changed the paint. Not sure, but maybe we'll find out. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But at the same time, Walters calls Holloway and says, I'll take it. I'll take the job. And the funniest thing
is she's like, all personal conflicts have been resolved.
Yep.
I already know what my line of argument is going to be, and it's 100%. And I hated it when she said this. It was 100% in the bag.
Yes.
Because nothing is 100%, ever 100% in the bag.
But she's that good of a lawyer that she already proved that she won the case against them as the DA.
Well, and as a lawyer, you have to think that way too. There is no way they can beat us, and all I got to do is lay out the perfect arguments. And that's the way they have to think. So I understand why she said it, but anytime I hear that line, I always cringe.
Well, but you got to think of it this way. For her, it's in the bag because the government did it to him.
Right.
And that's the angle she's going to use. So at the same time, she accepts the job, and Holloway says, okay, well, then you need to turn the TV on. And it's an entire video of him fighting Wong in a cage match.
In underground
cage fighting that was seen in Shang-Chi.
After he escaped from prison.
Yes, but if you go back and watch that scene in Shang-Chi, Wong returns him back to his cell.
Oh, the rings, the 10
Yep.
rings.
Legend of the Ten Rings. Yep.
Okay, you know what? Now that I had the feeling that that fight scene was significant, but I never really had a chance to go in and zoom it up and look at it.
Now it does.
But it but so see, here's where I'm confused. See, now you confused me. I thought I had it figured out, but now you confused me.
Well, but
Because
before we get into
well,
your confusion, because honestly,
okay.
she's watching this and she turns and looks at the camera and goes, "Well, this sucks."
Well, that's not good. Yeah, and again, I love. I'll get into it in my review when I get my score.
So from there, obviously, it cuts to the credits, and then the post credits, we see her helping her family as the She-Hulk with mundane house chores.
Oh, is that what it was? So
Like-
it wasn't anything
helping her parents, her dad, with gallons of water in two hands, just bringing them from the garage to the house. And she flat out tells her dad, "Dad, drinking water is great and all, but I think this is a little excessive."
fucking years worth of water, Dad. What the hell are you doing? Taking baths in it?
Yep. Well, I want it in the house, so I can do that. So that's the end of the episode, and let me tell you, a lot of Easter eggs in this one.
I believe it. I believe it.
A lot
and
of Easter eggs.
This is probably going to dig into your Easter eggs because I want to get into it before I forget.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go for it.
It's definitely going to eat into your Easter eggs because it is one of the references back to prior movies in the MCU and all that.
Uh-huh.
Now, in the broadcast that she watches,
Yes.
okay, they say that he is doing underground cage fights after he broke out of prison.
Yes.
Now, is this after he broke out of the prison that she visited him in?
Yes.
Or is this a different prison?
Nope. Same prison that she went to visit him in.
Okay, so he's no longer in the prison that she went to visit him in and went and did the fight.
No, not necessarily, because
that's where I'm lost.
You've got Shang-Chi took place months before this series popped up. So he could have already escaped and been returned during that time. And the video is just popping up now, or it's happening parallel with each other and and intersecting. So
I'll have to wait till next episode.
I would love to say, hey, this is going to be, a straightforward answer, but it's a possibility that it's not going to be a straightforward answer.
And when we're discussing the MCU, I totally understand that.
All bets are off. You never know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, well, we also have lots of Easter eggs. A lot of Easter eggs. First and foremost, the first Easter egg, if you caught it, when actually it's not even one of the first ones, it's more toward the end when she's actually talking with Bruce, they finally acknowledge the Incredible Hulk as part of the MCU. They've never done that before, aside from leveling Harlem and so on and so forth. While while him and Jennifer are talking, he flat out says, "I was a completely different person." Literally. Which means they acknowledge that Ed Norton was Bruce Banner at one point in time. To bring it full circle. Because it's true. Ed Norton played the Incredible Hulk, but that is MCU canon, and then Mark Ruffalo was recast. And it's not the first time that happened. We had Rhodey recast in Iron Man and Iron Man 2. So we know there's things going on. I'm sure we're going to see a recast of Thunderbolt Ross as well, because the actor that portrayed him is now passed on. He passed away, I think, last year or earlier this year, something like that. So we may see some different things. But there's also this one, and I'll show the picture. Of course, the picture didn't come out the way I wanted it to, because I think I chose the wrong one. I'll do it for JT. There we go. So as she's browsing, looking for jobs, she's reading articles and everything. And there's 3 different things that you need to see. One of which is Iron Man 3s. Iron Man 3s. You can see that right up in the corner there. And then there's related articles. Man fights with metal claws in bar brawl.
Wolverine.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. That's why I'm.
It's all good. It's all good. And then why there is a giant statue of a man sticking out of the ocean. So not only are we now referring to the X-Men, but we're also referring to the Eternals.
I still have to watch that. I plan on watching that now.
The X-Men are coming. Faster than we think. Faster than we think.
Maybe what is it? They've got their 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe in 5, or was it 5 that they just revealed? So it would be 6.
It might be season 6, phase 6. Who knows?
Phase 6. That's it.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot scheduled for phase 6 right now.
Right.
Aside from the Avenger movies, they really don't have much going on. But
that we know of.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing that we know of. And listen, I'm sure they have something. You know,
right.
The one thing that I will say, and we've seen this, is that Kevin Feige and Marvel know exactly what they're doing. They really do. Oh, yeah. They know exactly.
They play stupid. They play stupid, but they know what's going on.
And clearly,
which is a good way to do things, especially with what they're doing.
Right. You know, obviously the Celestial that is now in the ocean. Clearly, they're referencing the Eternals, so now we've got intersecting paths there. Yeah, it was a slight, just an article. That's all it was. But they're finally acknowledging it. Because they didn't acknowledge it in Moon Knight at all.
Right.
They didn't.
Well, and the thing that I saw when they were looking at those articles was actually the main article that was at the very top of the screen with the picture was, jobs that you can start over with.
Yep. and the first one was characters at a theme park.
Park's mascot.
Yep. Characters at a theme park.
Yep. Theme park mascot.
Now, that same scene, while her mother was texting her for dinner, there's another Easter egg.
Okay.
And there it is, right up at the top of the screen there. It is a picture of Captain America's ass. Yep.
I'm waiting for the picture to come up.
Captain America's ass. Right there.
Ah, yes.
Because according to Scott Lang, as far as he's concerned, that's America's ass.
And that's actually a picture of his ass from back in the 1940s during the war because he's got the leather belt.
Yep. Yep. That's America's ass.
It flashes so quick in the show.
It does.
That you can't really tell what it is. I mean, to me, it looked like a rock.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. It's quick.
Obviously, as fast as it goes by.
Obviously, the next one is the Hawkeye. All the questions pertaining to Hawkeye and how he has to collect his arrows. Which, if you watched Hawkeye, that's a big thing. That's a big joke that they have, because even what's her name says, so you have to collect these all the time? Why don't you have like a boomerang where it just returns back to you? And he goes,
did we ever get an answer about that?
Yeah. He goes, they're arrows. I'm not making a boomerang arrow.
So he doesn't care. Yeah, because if he fires it, whatever it's going to do on the end, it's only set up to do one time. It's going to do it, and it's
Exactly. And that's when they started going into he makes them. He makes his own arrows. So
Right. Okay.
yeah. Then of course we got the Silence of the Lambs reference. That was very nice. And then the perception of the events of not just the Incredible Hulk, but Shang-Chi as well. So we've got that going down. Now the other question is the 7 soulmates that you brought up, which
I had to. I mean, it just stuck out so much in that conversation that okay,
yes,
there's something going on here. What is it?
yes. Well, we've already seen a few people, and I'll just give you 2 of them. Well, I'll give you 3.
Not in this show, but in other shows, right?
Yes, I'll give you 3 to start with.
Okay.
John Walker, also known as U.S. Agent.
Okay.
Yelena Belova, Black Widow.
Okay.
Abomination. That's 3.
Okay.
And of course, Valentia Allegra de Fontaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. There's 4. We need 3 more.
I'm sure those will be revealed to us as the show goes on.
Especially...
Or do you already know?
Well, it's just a theory.
You probably already know.
It's just a theory. But they could potentially be the Thunderbolts, which was announced at San Diego Comic-Con for Phase 5. Okay. So...
Who are the...
Thunderbolts? There have been so many different iterations of the Thunderbolts. And even Hawkeye led the team at one point in time. So, it's just a theory. It's just a theory.
Okay.
But anything's possible.
So, for those of us like me who don't know...
Trust me, the Thunderbolts, they originally started with Citizen V, who was pretty much around the same time as Captain America was. But the original story of the Thunderbolts was they were bad guys who were reformed.
Go ahead.
So
bad guys who were who reformed.
Well, reformed.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Reformed, air quotes, supposedly reformed.
Baron Zemo summoned...
Well, what I'm reading here, it says Hawkeye.
Yeah, he used to...
Who was sympathetic to the Thunderbolts because of his own outlaw past.
Yep.
Quit the Avengers and joined the Thunderbolts as their new leader.
Yep.
Enhancing the team's reputation, morale, and fighting skills. He persuaded ex-Beatle Abe Jenkins, the team's only known wanted killer, to go back to prison for the sake of the group's credibility.
Yep.
And then it's got... I'm just trying to skim this to figure out who the other 2 members are.
So your best bet is to basically refer to them as the Masters of Evil, which started way before Baron Zemo, the Baron Zemo that we know now, anyway. Where you had Goliath, you had Songbird, you had Beetle, you had Mach 1, I think.
Baron Zemo, was that the guy from
Ding,
Falcon
ding,
and Winter Soldier, was it?
Baron Helmut Zemo, also known as the one who took down the Avengers by imploding them on each other in Captain America Civil War. He's the one. Yes, Civil War. Good for you. If I was giving points away, you would win.
No, because I was thinking Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Well,
who is the bad guy in Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Technically Zemo, but not really.
Okay.
I mean,
anyway, so let's continue with the Easter eggs.
Yeah, he did a lot. Well, that really is all the Easter eggs. Aside from connecting things to the Incredible Hulk, Sakaar, Shang-Chi, everything's basically meshing together, which is good. Because really, it's the first show that is now doing that next to Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision. Loki was all over the place. We know that. We know Loki is out of time. We know everything right now is happening because Loki done screwed up.
Here's all the other shows. Here's Loki.
Yeah. But obviously the TVA is linked to all of that, and we're going to see more of that when we see Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. We'll see more of that coming up because, oh boy, it's going to be great. Going to be great.
Coming down the pipe.
So, in the long run, that's the end of the episode. We've got our leads, we've got our theories now, we've got a lot of stuff happening. Which means, since I went first last time, JT, how many gamma bombs do you give this episode?
Well, and to your comment about a lot of things happening.
Yes.
One of the things I like about this episode is there's a lot of things happening, but it's encapsulated into a very small section.
Yes.
It's not all over the place like Moon Knight was.
Right.
Or, there's some of the other MCU shows. I talked about this last week with the first episode, and I'm going to reemphasize it now because it became even more true as this episode went on.
Uh-huh.
The careful and classy way that they keep breaking the fourth wall.
Yes.
I love because any of the other times that I've ever seen him break the fourth wall, which I never knew that's what that was until you.
You're welcome.
I've always been like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. It's just too much. They don't do that. Arkansas, I don't know nobody in Arkansas.
Me either.
But the way they do it, the way they break the fourth wall in both episodes so far, and if they stay with the way they're doing it, it's going to be awesome throughout. It's very classy. It's just enough to tell you what's going through her mind or what she thinks about a certain situation, like at the end of this episode where she looked at the camera and go, well, that's not good.
That sucks.
It's just the way they're doing it is perfect. I love it.
Which reminds me, there is one more Easter egg that I just thought of. When she's in the bar, but before Holloway offers her the job and everything, she's actually watching the pilot episode of Ally McBeal. Because lawyer show. And Ally McBeal broke the fourth wall too. So yeah, when she's in the bar, you can see on the screen above the bar, they're watching Ally McBeal, the pilot episode. So
didn't notice that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I completely forgot to mention that. So, but that was for the fourth wall break. So continue, please.
Right. So I mean, loving the way that they're breaking the fourth wall, and it in itself is giving it almost a full gamma bomb alone.
Nice.
In this series, I mean, I like it that much.
Nice.
The details that they went into, the subtleties of everything, the true moral conflict that she had with herself about representing this guy who tried to kill her cousin and everything else. And, even though she had already made up her mind that she was going to take it, she still calls her cousin and says, hey, I'm thinking about taking this. What do you think? Blah, 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 and everything else. There's just something different about the way they've been doing this show.
Okay.
In my opinion, the way that they've done these two episodes of this show have been totally outside of the norm of the way any of the other series that we've watched have been. And I'm loving it. Kay's loving it. The only thing that we hate is how short the episodes are.
Completely understandable.
Add 10 more minutes to the episode, they'd be golden.
Yeah, completely understandable.
Yeah. 4 1/4.
4 1/4. I like it.
4 1/4 gamma bombs is what we're going to give it.
Yep, 4 1/4 gamma bombs. I like it. Aside from all the stuff that you mentioned, I'm loving the entire story. I am. I'm loving it. I'm loving how they're piecing things together. I'm loving how they're showing her as a human being with flaws and extra thoughts and so on and so forth. So I'm going to add to that, and I'm going to give it a 4.5 gamma bomb. 4.5.
I do have to agree. I love I have to buy a whole new wardrobe. Yep. They're keeping it really real for her.
Yes.
As far as the situations that she's having to face in all of this, with the fact that,
yes,
sometimes she's a SheHulk, sometimes she's not.
Absolutely.
She's got it. Like Bruce even said it in episode 1 that you're going to have two different wardrobes.
Spandex. Spandex is your best friend.
Is your best friend.
Which
I'm looking forward to where this goes. I really am.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Especially for me, being on the outside and not having the knowledge that you do of, what the comic books say are going to happen and everything else.
Yeah.
I like the way that it's pulling you along.
Yeah.
They're kind of doing it like an actual TV show, which is nice. I hate the short episode because we've gotten so used to, like I said, the 40, 45, 50-minute shows, not counting the credits.
Yeah.
And everything. And then all of a sudden they drop this series on us where it's only 30 minutes. It's like, let's get into it. Well, that sucks.
I like it.
What?
I like it.
I am enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. This show I'm enjoying more right now, and I will put that quantifier in there right now. And for a different reason, I'm enjoying this more than I actually did Falcon and Winter Soldier.
What?
And that says a lot.
You crazy boy. You crazy.
That says a whole lot.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. All right, guys. So that is Avenger Pretenders episode 2 of She-Hulk for this
How
week.
many episodes is this, by the way?
I think it's 9.
6?
I think it's 9 or 10 episodes. I think that's what they were doing. They were kind of sticking to that 9 to 10 episode setup. Let's see.
How many episodes is she? No. This says 2.
Well, yes, it does say 2, but
Marvel's giving us 9 weeks of She-Hulk.
There you go. So 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
9 episodes. And I'm sure one of them will probably be an hour long. Maybe.
Including on October 13th.
Which is good because that also coincides with Hocus Pocus coming out. And that's going to be being played a lot in my house in the next coming weeks. But when it comes to that, hey, it is what it is. But the next episode 3, will be coming out this Thursday on Disney Plus. Disney Plus does not sponsor the show. It'd be really cool if they did. But at the same time, don't forget the Sully Show will be live tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will have a special guest. Trisha's main squeeze, Andrew, will be with us tomorrow. So we're going to have 4 of us. 2 of which are going to be in the same room. Good luck.
Could you ever imagine if you and I were in the same room doing a show together?
I don't know how well it would work out.
I don't think we would get through the show.
No, you wouldn't be able to smoke.
Well, we'd have to do it outside.
Oh, there you go. So for JT, I am Sully. We are the Avenger Pretenders, and we will see you guys next Monday for episode 3 of She-Hulk, and tomorrow for the Sully Show. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow, because that is how we roll. Oh, yes.
Very bumpily.
Very bumpily, yes. That's
very bumpily.
That's basically how we roll. So good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, bye. We know you really, really want to cry. I gotta come up with a Sully song.
Shh.
Sully show
Shh.
exit song.
Wait a minute. Quiet. Shh.